Okay, hi guys. This is like take 4. I don't even know what. I'm trying to do this video. My kids are out of control. So, it's just one of those days. So I had to wait until Daddy came home. And I got to sneak upstairs. So, today I am 6 weeks. So, yay, 6 weeks pregnant today. I'm also celebrating 15 months of breastfeeding with Adele. She turned 15 months yesterday, so that's really exciting. So, both of those things will kind of come into play, of course, and I'll talk more about breastfeeding at 15 months later on in the video. So, starting off with pregnancy, I did want to touch on my care provider and my care plan, since watching a lot of the other ladies' videos about their 6-week, 5-week, 7-week, around there, all of us that are newly pregnant, a lot of people mentioned blood work, first ultrasounds, first OB appointments, things like that. So I kind of wanted to touch on my perspective and my plan with that. So I do natural pregnancy and natural birth. I had a natural hospital birth, as much as I feel is natural in a hospital setting, with Tristan, and then had a completely natural home birth, water birth with Adele, and that's what I'm planning again for this baby. So I don't see an OB. I won't be going to any doctor's office or anything like that. I see a CPM, a certified professional midwife, who does only home births, and she is just an amazing, completely amazing woman. I look up to her not only professionally, but as a friend and as my care provider, as a mom, as just an all-around amazing woman. She is so inspirational, and I love her to death, and I could not have found anybody better to help me during my childbearing years. I'm just so grateful that I have met her and have become really close with her. So I'm really excited. Like I said in one of my other videos, how I'm so excited to see her on a regular basis again. I'm just over the moon. I just love her to death. So, with that, I will not, I haven't gone in for any blood work yet. I haven't had a first meeting appointment yet. I won't be having any ultrasounds at all. Especially right now in the beginning, I really feel like if something were to happen, yes, we would be devastated. Yes, it would be sad. But some things happen. Sometimes nature needs to take its course, and allow things to happen. And stressing about it, getting blood work done, having an ultrasound, all of that, I think just harms things. I don't think that in any way helps at all. And I just rather not stress about it, and I'd much rather just be happy and content and live every day as a newly pregnant woman and not have to worry about anything like that. I have been in contact with my midwife. I contacted her the night I found out I was pregnant, and we're going to meet, I can't remember if it's tomorrow or Friday. I'm going to have to look. But we are going to meet mostly just to talk about breastfeeding and pregnancy. And I'm also going to drop off a package to send with her. She's going to Africa for a good chunk of November to spread her knowledge and her love and bring goodies and supplies and funds and textbooks and you name it. If it can help the midwifery system in Africa and every pregnant woman there and babies and children, she's going to do it, and there's not a better person to go do that. I'm so proud, and I don't know, I feel honored that I get to have her care here when she's just such an amazing woman that she's able and wanting to go to Africa and help people. It's just amazing. So we have some leftover birth supplies that we're sending with her. We purchased a stethoscope for her to take, and we also donated some funds for a fetoscope with some local women that I'm involved with. And then I'm also sending some things for the older children. So I got some coloring books and some puzzles and hair barrettes and little Matchbox cars, and so it was really neat for Tristan to kind of gather things up, and we took a picture with everything, and we're sending that over just for the kids that they have so little that I thought it would bring a smile to them, and that's all I wanted. And I also wanted it to be a teaching moment for Tristan to be grateful for what he has and to share his love with other kids. So that was really important to us. So, you know, I won't be having, I probably won't even really have a real appointment until she gets back at the end of November, and I'm totally okay with that. By that time, I might be over 12 weeks, and, you know, she has a backup midwife that I can contact if I have any questions or emergencies or anything, but, you know, like I said, nature will take its course, and I'm completely okay with that. So my journey is going to definitely be a lot, maybe not a lot, but a little different than a lot of women who I've been watching. So I think that's kind of neat that we all get to share our experiences and our journeys. So I'll move on from that because you'll hear plenty of that coming up. I'll start with my symptoms. My biggest symptom is hunger. I am just starving all the time. Like, I feel like I have to eat enough to nourish 3 grown men, not myself, my 15-month-old daughter who's also eating plenty of solids, and this baby who's the size of a grain of rice. Like, I feel like I'm eating enough to, I'm 3 grown men put together eating every single hour. It's almost disgusting because I'm eating so much. And I'm trying, the nausea kind of kicked in the last couple of days where I really have to watch that I need to nourish myself and kind of find those times where I feel myself starting to feel sick and I need to get something right away. So because I don't have the time or energy or enough hands or anything to feel sick and then think about what might satisfy me, because at that point nothing does, right? I've really tried to get little snack packs together, so I have, like, you know, Ziplocs of cheese and crackers ready for me in the fridge, and nuts, and I do like a big batch of green smoothie in the morning, and that way I can sip on it all day long if need be, and things like that, so that I don't even have to think. I can just be like, I need to eat, go grab it, and be okay. So that's, like, my main thing that I'm really trying to focus on. I'm achy. I'm so achy, and I know that's just the relaxin'. My hips and my back hurt, and I can never get comfortable right now, and it's just the way it goes. It happens. Both pregnancies, I just get really achy. I'm also crampy. Like I've said, though, I get really crampy in pregnancy. I know that happens, and I'm not concerned at all. I do get more crampy in the evening when Adele starts nursing so much. She kind of does, like, some block feeding in the evening to prepare for nighttime, which I don't even understand because she eats all night anyways, but she does like to do that, and so I feel myself kind of getting a little more crampy during those times, but not too bad. The headaches are getting really annoying. I'm taking my CalMag, I'm drinking a whole bunch of water, I'm fine with my iron and protein, I feel like, so I don't know, those are just kind of annoying right now, and I'm not sure. Hopefully they lighten up. The lightheadedness is a little scary. I've had several times where I go to, like, pick up Adele or Tristan and I feel like I'm going to pass out, and that's really scary to me, and that happens a lot during my pregnancies, and it's always something that really scares me because I don't want to fall, and that also really scares me if I pass out when I'm home with my 2 kids. That's so scary to me. So once again, just trying to keep up on my protein and my food and my calorie intake, which is just ridiculous. Trying to get enough calories in for me, Adele, and a new baby is just outrageous, but I'm trying. So yeah, that's scary, but I'm trying to deal with it as much as possible. Constipation happens, sucks. I just have my trusty organic, no processing, artificial anything prunes, and I eat a few at night or in the morning with my oatmeal, and it's been doing the trick so far, so I'm not too concerned about that as well. My last complaint is Raynaud's, and I know Mommy to the Ari mentioned this in her video as well. I think it was her 6th week. I'm not sure which one it was. And she mentioned, like, when she opened the door to let people out, that she just came over with this extreme pain, and that's exactly how it feels. It's just a total extreme pain. What it is a vasospasm. It's a constriction of the blood vessels in any of your extremities. Anybody can have it. A lot of times it happens like in older people's fingers or toes, or really anybody's extremities. I think like when you get really cold and your nose turns white and it gets painful, that's the sensation, but it's a bigger area and it's even more painful, especially if you don't know what's going on. So like I said, it can happen in your fingers and toes, but in the childbearing years for women, the biggest concern and the biggest complaint is your nipples. So my first run-in with this was when Tristan was nursing. I had already gotten over mastitis. I had already gotten over thrush and a bad crack, and I, was completely healed and fine, and then I'm like, this is not right. Whenever he latches off, I get this extreme, overwhelming pain. It's nothing that you can even describe. It's not throbbing. It's not pins and needles. It is just complete pain to the point where it turns numb, but that painful numb. Think like when if you were out playing in the snow and then you come inside and you put your really, really cold feet in warm water, and it's just like pain, and then add tingling, and then it's just the most bizarre sensation, and it's awful. So this started when I first noticed it after that, and my midwife at the time, I was lucky enough to have a pretty good midwife and a group of women with the Leche group that I was visiting, and they mentioned this, and I was like, oh my gosh. Once I started reading and everything, I was like, oh my gosh, I had this all during pregnancy. This is exactly what I have. And so it sucks. It really does. And now that the weather has changed, it's once again really bad. I have my ways of dealing with it. And, when Adele latches off, I just press my nipple and, it keeps it warm enough that it doesn't happen. My biggest thing, too, is random letdowns, which doesn't happen as much now that Adele's older, but random letdowns, I would have the worst vasospasm. It's just awful. And so, that and cold. So now that the weather's changed, I'm definitely feeling it, even more so than just when I'm nursing, because now I'm pregnant and nursing. It's almost to the point of out of control. So that hasn't been fun. One thing that I wanted to pass on to Mommy of the Ari and anybody else who has it is some tips and tricks. My biggest thing is to go out and get some cloth reusable breast pads. If you can find wool ones or like homemade ones that are like even thicker, those are even better because it keeps you nice and warm. I've also taken a couple, what are they called? Pre-folds. Cloth diaper pre-folds, and just cut them into like little squares that I keep. We have like a stack of blankets in our living room, and I keep them like in the stack of blankets so they're nice and warm. So if I feel it coming on, or if I know the house is cold or anything like that, I just grab one of those and I put it in my bra, or I have it ready for when Adele latches off, I can put it on there. So it helps it not get so cold and not get so bad. So if I do have an episode, it's not as bad, or sometimes I can even prevent it. And then, like now, I don't need breast pads, but I've been wearing them when I go outside because it's cold and I don't want to have an episode. So that's my biggest tip. My other tip is CalMag. CalMag plus D and K, like I talked about in my other video, can help. Calcium and magnesium can help those vasospasms. So get on it. It's so wonderful. So many, 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 many benefits to it. So do it. Another thing that has been recommended is B6, and it's another one that's really good in pregnancy. It can help nausea, so try it. B6 can really help you as well. Another thing that I've heard, and I've never tried it, is ginger. It has niacin in it, and it's supposed to help as well, but I've never tried it. But again, ginger can help with nausea, so might as well try it if you need to. So those are some things that can hopefully help you. So Mommy to the RA, I'll comment on your video that you mentioned it in so that you can see this. And if you have any questions, let me know, because I've been through this now for 3.5, 4 years. So let me know, even if you just want to vent with me, because I so understand it sucks so bad and it hurts. You can't even, like you said, you can't even describe it, and it's just painful. It's to the point of tears, gasping for air pain, especially if you don't know what it is. So I totally sympathize with you. I'm in Adele's room and there's like dust flying in front of the camera. Anyways, yeah, this is Adele's really boring room. It's the nursery, so it'll be the new baby's nursery as well. I don't know. We might make the smallest room the nursery. We'll have to see. Anyways, yes, it's plain, but it's Adele's room. So going on to now Adele's nursing habits and what we are going through right now. She still nurses on demand. I don't really, sometimes I try to kind of persuade her into doing other things or eating other things, but she's not on any other kind of milk. She might have a sip of Big Brother's almond milk here and there if she gets a hold of it, but other than that, she never gets like a sippy cup of milk. She snacks a lot, so, you know, she latches on and off, and so, like, on my little schedule that I'll tell you, a lot of those times, she's, you know, off and on for 10 minutes, and it's just like a little snack, or a little rehydration, or just a little cuddle time, so, you know, even though it seems like a lot, it really isn't. She likes to pick her sides, so, you know, she'll come up and ask for num num. She'll either say num num or please or sign milk. And she'll sit on me. She'll usually straddle my leg, and then she'll kind of look at both sides and kind of think about it, pull down the middle of my shirt, and then pick her side. So she's so funny, and it always changes. She's never really had a favorite, what Tristan did, so that's kind of funny. If I'm sitting down, like if we're home, like yesterday, I'll tell you my schedule of yesterday, she does nurse a lot more. Also, if we're out and about and I have her in the carrier, if I have her in my like manduka or wrap or anything on my front, then she nurses a lot more too. But that's going to be changing because I'm not going to be able to comfortably wear her on my front. She'll be on my back, so that might change, which is kind of nice. So I'll give you kind of a rundown of a nursing day for us at 15 months. So we usually wake up about 8 a.m. She's in bed with me at that time, so she usually wakes up and nurses for a little while so that she really wakes up. And we get out of bed and we have some breakfast. Yesterday we had a bowl of oatmeal. She shared oatmeal with me. And then she usually sometime in the morning just kind of cuddles and nurses on and off for a while. So yesterday, you know, we woke up at 8. We had breakfast at 8:30, and between 9 and 10, she was on and off and just kind of comfort nursing and getting any, excuse me, lovely pregnancy burps, right, ladies? But, you know, any of that fatty milk that's left over from the morning, she likes to make sure she drains out, you know? And then she usually plays for a good while. Then she nursed at 11:30 for a good little while. She wanted to nurse at 1 again, and I had already been kind of preparing some lunch, so I just sat her down with some quinoa and kale and let her eat that instead of nurse, which was kind of nice because I wanted to eat too. And then she nursed from 2 to 3. She napped nursed, so, you know, she's laying on me. If she kind of starts to stir, she latches back on, and she, you know, napped for about an hour. And she played for a good while. At 5, we had some like cheese and crackers, and I had made a salad with like garbanzo beans and greens and things. So she, you know, snacked with me with that, and then wanted to nurse a little while. Then she nursed at 7 for a good 15 minutes because I was going to go to work. So I was gone for a visit from 7:30 to 9:30. So she nursed before then and then nursed when I got home. And usually her bedtime is like 8:30 because that's when we put Tristan down. But because I was gone and she's been teething and kind of stuffy, she did not go down for my husband. So last night was kind of weird because, you know, she ate at 7 and then she nursed at 9:30, and then I was cleaning the kitchen and getting veggies prepped for putting in the crock pot this morning. And so she sat down and ate half a bagel with peanut butter on it, and then finally at 11 I was like, oh, we just need to go to bed. So she just came in bed with me. But usually I feed her at 8:30, put her in bed when we get Tristan into bed, and she usually sleeps from like 8:39 till about midnight. So that's what usually happens. Last night she was in bed with us starting at 11, and that's just how it went. So last night she woke up, I looked at the clock, and I went to the bathroom probably all these times too, because we know how that goes. I saw 1, 4, and 6. So every 2 hours she woke up, and we just switched sides. It's not that big of a deal. It's, you know, just wake up, switch sides, nurse her, she falls back asleep, and I try to inch away a little bit. And then we wake up about 8. So that's kind of our schedule. So really it's kind of every 2 hours, but like I said, it's snacking, it's cuddling, it's different. If we're out and about and doing stuff and I've got errands to run, she doesn't nurse as much, but I do try to feed her, you know, like before we leave and when we get home, or before I know she's going to take a nap. And so it doesn't seem like as long as what I have here, I guess. But so that's kind of a rundown of our nursing schedule right now. She does sometimes get some shallow latches, but those are quick fixes and not a big deal. She right now, last time I weighed her, she was exactly 20 pounds, and that was just like last week. So yeah. Once again, I'm 6 weeks. I'm not going to do a belly shot. It's nothing right now. Like I said, I'll probably start doing it at 8 weeks. That's when I'll just kind of do my base. So, I will see you guys. I do have a couple videos that I want to do, but I don't know if I'm going to have time this week. So if I don't see you before next Thursday when I'm 7 weeks, I will see you then. So I love hearing from all you other newly pregnant mamas, and I hope to have anybody else subscribe so I can watch your guys' videos about your pregnancy journeys. So, and yeah, if you guys have any questions about like my natural plan or anything like that, or Raynaud's, or I'll probably next week do a little bit about like the diet that I kind of follow, at least kind of look at the guidelines. So I'll talk about more about that next week so I can get all my calories in and know where they're coming from. But yeah, now I'm rambling. So goodbye, because this has gotten long now. So I will see you guys next week, if not before. Goodbye.